Ladies and gentlemen, it's once again time for NSA Pro for season number 5. It's race 11. We are starting the final 5 races of tonight with a beautiful ride around the Autodrome di Nazionale Monza, the Temple of Speed, as you all know and see it properly yesterday after taking quite a bit of copium. Ferrari actually did it and pulled off a one-stopper. Can't believe this has happened. To be honest, I wouldn't shy away from a Ferrari win here tonight, as we head to the sole remaining Italian Grand Prix. We had a pre-season race in Imola, but that obviously does not bring you points to this championship. And there's a certain Ferrari driver who leads the championship by some margin who might be able to win this tonight. There have been no changes to the lineup, so just a quick look on the track map. 11 corners you are probably very familiar with, 2 DL zones, and at least 2 more extra flat out parts of this bit, including that straight between turns 10 and 11 in front of Parabolica, as well as out of the first Variante Alta. Curva Grande, as it's called. It's a grand curve, a grand turn, but actually you just turn and hold your foot to the floor. Apologies. Let's talk about one of the main aspects of this, and that's gonna be the second chicane into the next DRS zone, as well as the Ascari chicane, because if you have some more front wing here tonight, you're gonna be extra racy here. That doesn't help you in qualifying, as I've recently experienced myself. So let's see what the drivers can do. And let's switch to the result of the last time before we head into the session. We had another Andy Andre win in Zandvoort. That was the last race, and he did it by pulling off the reverse strategy, putting the mediums at the start and the softs at the back of his race, and he managed to pass everyone who was fighting hard throughout the race. We had multiple cars fighting for that P3. As you can see, that a gap is quite small, and yeah, 3 drivers are within just a couple of seconds. There's a Bosnian helmet who again has took a second place in this championship so far. Unfortunately, he is already kind of out of the championship, but he has shown some real good pace. Wasn't able to hold on to his lead after he undercutted and took away the lead from Critical there. He was not on the best day. Fought with Pleasant Snake and Jack throughout the race. Control was there, but he eventually had to retire on lap 19. That was a good showing. Also from the Williams duo again, and qualifying. They had a good starting position to finish in some good points, but unfortunately there was a contact from Moksha, only P9, and Jack got back to a good points paying position there. Kovitska, huge points for Mercedes, as he's the last remaining driver who was not lapped in this race. Well, we had 12 finishers, and as you can see at the bottom, unfortunately the home hero in Crankyork couldn't finish the race. That concludes the following standings. I know they're a bit probably a bit too zoomed in for you, but I can't move them out anymore. That's gonna be unfortunately it in terms of zoom. So I'm just gonna read them to you. If Critical with another podium, he only stood on no podium twice this season, as you can see, and there's a 70-point gap to Critical, and we have to soon to Andy Andre, and we have to soon start counting how many points Andy needs to be still in this championship, but there seems to be no way around Critical as well. Control down onto third now. Chaza stayed there, no points for him last time out. Jack gained on him, didn't move a place. Snake gained some points and moved some places, as well as Moksha, so that's a good showing for Williams. John Meister did not race, Gianpai did not race, and Fellison some points back in his attempt. And the others have scored some, as well as Nocibo there, as you can see, his teammate as well. And Kovatska, huge points for him, almost double the one he had already achieved so far. And the Constructor World Championship, oh my god, this is so feisty. You can imagine by looking at this that this is something you want to be looking out for, as Ferrari's lead is shrunken down to 41 points, and the biggest gainer is, as you can see, Mercedes. And although they are in 5th, a gap to P1 is only 60 points, and that is nothing in this championship. Sure, Critical takes a lot of points away, but honestly, if you're at it, and like Kovatska and Andy have been in the last race, they can still clinch it. 144 to 139 to 137 to 125 and 118 for Red Bull. As you can see, Aston Martin has moved down. Both drivers not finishing, and that hurts them for the moment, but they've been putting out some strong showings, as you can see, between Hungary and the USA Grand Prix in Miami. And they had comfortably outscored their opponents, but Mercedes had a strong showing, their best in some races time, and also Williams took a bit of a hit because they didn't score. Both of them. Alpine 59 in the no man's land. There's a huge gap to the next car and the next team, as well as behind them. 18 points for Sauber. McLaren is on 60 now, has moved past Haas, who only have scored twice this season, and they are probably in need for a good and chaotic race. Let's say that. As we now jump into the session, as I hope we do now, as we have already started the qualifying with a minute to go, minute off the board, and this is, oh, that's 18 drivers. That's good. That's even more than I have written down before. Let me check who that is. That's, and whose second car is also here. Found it. Okay. So tonight for the Grand Prix at Monza, we have. Do I want to skip this fast? We have some time. Oh, John Masters on some mediums. Yeah, so Bosnian Hammett is still the only full-time driver for Alpine, but he is partnered today by Rijat Jamankovic once again. He had been in 2 races inside the season already and has scored a podium on both of these, actually being second place in both of these. And although he doesn't score points for his team, and that would be a strong showing by him if he can repeat that. There's Jack for Williams, as there is Moksha for Williams, the usual pairing that have been showing up lately, and they will continue the charge towards Ferrari. There's Gizmokus for the hometown favorites. There's John Meister, who is back with Red Bull, as there's Fellison, and they have been going at laps already. There is Katja for the car, but he is a reserve driver, so no points here as well. And then there's obviously Pleasant Snake, who's currently in 7th in the pits. And with Frank York, wants to bounce back from a disappointing finish to the Grand Prix at Zandvoort, going on an outlap. His teammate is Slayer, who's just exiting his garage. Has been missing in the last race. Chaza wants to forget about this horrid race at Zandvoort and try to come back to point scoring ways, as Bosnian Hammett sets the first bank time, the first provisional pole time. And I just realized now Gianpai is not here, but I was told he was. Meaning that his signing is set up. Mercedes have Andy Andre and Kowalska, so our latest race winner as Kacha goes into first and Moksha into third. Is now with us here as well. Let's see what he can produce on his first attempt. He's just behind his teammate who just moves into P5. Let's see what Andy has to offer. He's offering a trip to the pit lane. Then we have No Sibo is currently in the pit lane, as well as GR1, Guy Rupke, on the outlap here for Jesus Christ. McLaren, obviously. Supermax for Haas is not partnered with a reserve driver for tonight. Is anyone I missed? Yeah, Critical obviously is also here with Kismukus. Don't think I have. No, we can move on. Let's see who's the next to cross the line. No one on a fast run? Yeah, Chaza's on a run. Chaza, mate. Give me the Chaza. Into the final turn. Yeah, teams to look out for are obviously the top 6. And that is also a trip to the pit lane at the end of this run. Crankier goes over the line, 23.0. That's quite far back for now. That's Pleasant Snake. Skacha enters the pit lane. Kowalska has completed his second lap. There was also another car. Now Supermax, who was on a run, does not complete that run. So there's a... There was Fellison, and he put it to a 20.1. As now Pleasant Snake is coming across the line, and he's our 10th driver to put in a lap, and that's good enough for P3. Strong effort for him so far. Nocibo starting a lap. Let's see who else is going at it. Maybe someone on a second run here. Moksha certainly is. There's also an Alpine. That's Rijat. But he is at the airs to medium. Critic is on outlap. Gizmo's on an outlap that is nothing worth. There's nothing worth to spectate that. I'm just gonna keep these stars off. Disqualified for the wrong way for Supermax. Bro, where are you going? That's P18 for the Belgium driver. Moksha goes to provisional pole position. There is a Williams on pole in Monza for the time being. Where is there on a lap? That's Fellison into the pit lane. Snake into the pit lane soon. There's a spin from Nocibo who just crashed. Oh no! The team that was on the front wall with both cars in yesterday's real life Grand Prix has now suffered a DNF on his second car. Well, first car. See, was the surely the driver number 1. There's a Williams moving past here. That's Jack, but we are currently watching Rijat. Not sure if he's coming into pit lane. He's using the overtake here. And goes to... nothing. No improvement here. Kismukus. And next across the line. Nope. Andy Andre next across the line. Now he will finish it. And that's the 20.3 next across the line critical, but this lap is invalidated. Next is Rupke's left decision. Pit lane for Crank York. Out lap, no hot lap for Chaza. Let's go on board of the Aston Martin driver from Britain. into turn 1 just after the 100-meter board, using turn 3rd gear here for the maximum rotation on the exit. Traction, I mean, obviously, since you can get your foot down way earlier. Second chicane, yeah, seems to be a bit of a locker going into the first corner there of the chicane, the left hand side corner. Lesmos look good. The exit here was a bit compromising his exit speed now, because the usage of the track's width wasn't at maximum, and I was maybe a little bit late on the braking. Really need to eat that curb on the inside, despite that being filled with extra bumps on the way in. Braking for parabolic, using 5th gear here, staying in the middle of the track, going to the right hand side as early as you can to go over the line and put it into P4. How did Moksha do that? 4 tenths ahead. So now watch critical. Kacha's ending his lap soon. No. Sorry. It's Pleasant Snake on an out lap. It is on a run there. Shada was up to 4, but I told you about that, yeah. 3 people on a 20.3. And currently 2 of... Oh, and it has been invalidated by critical. Felderson starts the lap. There's Kowitska starting a lap, yeah. Kismakus starting one. So Kacha's the next. Critical has retired from the session! He has bottled it! Critical has bottled it! He's out in Ascari, and the home favorites don't have a car on the front row! Let alone with the time right now. Wait, technically yes, but 41.6, that is not a time. As Kovetska, no, Kacha improved by some thousandths of a second, but nothing really major. Is there a chance for Bosnian now? He goes to provisional pole position. There's an IP now on the front row, and he's lining them up. There's Pallison to cross the line next. No, that's his teammate. He's on an outlap, so that is no improvement for now. There's Kick Sauber going off the road here to avoid the Red Bull. Oh my word! And Control is not even here to take the pole position, so someone else will take it. Ah, for fuck's sake, Fellison. Give me a lap I can show. Kovetska over the line. 5.5 minutes to go. Improves by 3 tenths. And then there's Slayer. No improvement, as Kismokus is now the leading Ferrari because his teammate bottled it in Ascari. Kacha into the pit lane. Krankyuk has invalidated this time. Who's next? Not Moksha. Who's that blue dot? Bosnian. What about John Meister? John Meister, P10. Wow! That's... Rejat could improve here. Jump really high up the field. John Meister still one of the best qualifiers here as well. Could be up there. Fallison could take it. Honestly, Andy is only in 7th. John Meister over the line. P6 just in front of his teammates. Fallison also 20. What? There's another crash from the Ferrari. I cannot believe. Where is he going? Both of the Ferraris have crashed at Monza in qualifying. Oh my word. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. And Andy Andres jumps to a 99.44. As Kovacs is using all of that slipstream he's been getting from Steam there. And Guy Rapke had internet connection issues beforehand. What about Jack? He is starting a lap now. What about Chaza starting a lap now? We're into the final 4 minutes already. The gaps are kind of huge. There's 2 tenths, there's 4 tenths, then there's 1 tenth, 1 tenth, less than a tenth, all in 1 tenth. And... oh, maybe Critica has lost connection and the game disconnected him. Oh, thanks to a bug. No, critical damage, terminal damage. Yeah, my guy, you don't have to tell me. Yeah, next to cross the line is still Kovacs car. 3 minutes to go. Rijat, show up, my man. We have a Bosnian on the front row right now, and it's your full-time driver's teammate in the car you're sitting right now. You can do it. You have been on pole in Miami. Yes, it was Miami. Kovacs abandons the lap. Moksha is starting to run. Crankyok has retired in the pit lane. Jack over the line. Improves by so little, not really an improvement. And Guy Rapke is now bottom of the car, so is still in the session. But he has now only turned up his, he has more than everything. Shaza starting his lap now, also been completing a second out lap. What about Fallison? Medium ERS, not so sure what that means. Some drivers have, let's call it like this, interesting ERS management. And this one was a very late decision. To box and to retire. Kacha is starting his final. Rijat, what are you doing, my friend? Don't! Why are you wasting such an opportunity? You have 3 sets of soft tires. You don't need any softs in a race. Ah, I'm disappointed now. Only 13th. Did you load the wrong setup? Jack has invalidated it. Moksha! No! He almost did it! He almost did it for Williams. And Andy Andre just improved by 10th. Guy Rapke is into 3rd position. Can you believe it? What about Jack? He is invalidated this time. Pleasant Snake is then 7th, starting his lap. Is there a chance for... there's a fuel lamp here, so I don't think so. And John Meister, I need to get a move on. Oh my word! Look at how close! Moksha is 16,000 of a second. And then after that, it's 7, 2, 8, 0 and 8, 2. So a 10th between 3 drivers once again. Oh my word, oh my word. Okay, final runs are being completed. Fallison, no better than 9th. Crankyok, no better than 12th. Kovacs can't complete any lap now, he's too late. Slayer over the line. Goes to P6 on also is 19.8. Huge improvement by the driver for Kick-Sauber. That is no improvement for Moksha anymore. That's no improvement for Katja as well. Invalid lap times. Slow ERS mode here, slow ERS mode here. Pleasant Snake is the next to cross the line. If he can find 3 10s, he might be up 2 or 4 positions. If he finds 5, even further. What can the Norwegian driver in the services of V Cup do? He goes to P3. That's even better than imagined. John Meister is out of this qualifying, so we have completed it. And I can tell you, this race is gonna be a heck of fun. And if there's even fucking rain involved. Can you... Bosnian takes pole position in front of Moksha. Pleasant Snake. Back to a good result. Guy Röpke, who we don't know much about anyway because he just recently joined the league. Kacha on his return as a reserve, 6th, and he's only 7th. While his current championship rival is 16th. Yeah, you remember that clip where someone said he's easily top 3, but he isn't. He wasn't. Slayer in 7th, good result. Then there's P8 for Chaza, only 9th and 10th for Red Bull. Where is their pace? And then there's Jack in 11th. Also seems a bit off. Couldn't complete his final run. Krankjok as well as Kovatska. Rejat only 14th. Didn't really try. You can see then a lap time. 21.5. That's nothing. Gizmokus 15th ahead of critical damage. Ferrari has some work up this. Has some work to do tonight. And there's no Sibo and Supermax who actually been disqualified. So, oh my word. There's no rain. No rain. Oh my word. Oh my word. What was that? And that's too late, Gian Pie. Not sure if that's gonna be session restart here. It's gonna be a new lobby. Nothing is working, man. Internet is fucked. My weed stops responding mid-corner. What is the sorcery? I think that might be... Can't even leave the screen right now. That's probably gonna be a good shout for Ferrari tonight, if that's anything to go about. Yeah, I can't fucking leave the lobby. You muppets. Thank you. If it was lobby full, we... So Gianpa is actually saved here. That's good. Okay, let's go to a quick break and then be right back here. We are back after a short break because we needed a new lobby, and we have a new driver who was actually planned to be here, and we have now 19 runners. And that's now more chances. That's the wrong weather. Let's see if they want to stick with this. It's like afternoon, sunset or sunset or sunrise, sorry. Someone said it's random, I assume. Custom. And perfect weather as well. It's gonna be dry, eh? I've just been spoiled by this. But this is wrong, yeah. No custom. Enjoy the tires then. That's gonna be fun for the drivers. Yeah, so let me remind you of what just happened in the qualifying session. We have Bosnian Helmet in front of a very good showing from Moksha, who's now in second place. Then it's Pleasant Snake, Guy Rapke, and Andy is in sixth. And P5 was... can't remember. Trying to think of it. Kacha maybe? I'm not so sure right now. Bosnian, Moksha, Pleasant, GR. Then it was... yeah, Kacha, Andy, Andre, and so on. It isn't so hard, but obviously there's also some problems sometimes with the saving of a specific set of settings. And we are apparently on the way for a broadcast formation lab. With Richard on soft and Guy Rapke on hards. And as you can see, the sun is giga low. So we're probably... fortunately, I don't know which direction Ost or West is here. And sunrise and set look very much the same. My feeling says sunset. I have no idea. And I don't have any track temps, so... is there another call? Strange, I don't change it. Ah, well. Okay, we are going to 5 red lights at a race where both of the Ferraris are back in P16 and 17. And the lights are out for Bosnian and Moksha to race down to the first Variante on this track, Variante Alta. And there's a spin already by Supermax. Bosnian has stayed ahead, Pleasant Snake has stayed ahead. There's a dive of Kacha to the inside, and there's multiple people now on the inside of Kacha. No, that's... oh yeah, that was Kacha. There was no dive from Kacha himself. There was Pleasant Snake. There's more carnage going on here at the back. You can see the sun is very low. And people are not gonna enjoy this, but it makes great pictures here. John Meister's battling Kacha into the second Variante here. There is a squeeze that makes John Meister lose out position, and Critic is already into P9 as Gian Baez left the session. For whatever reason, I have no idea. And John Meister is off again at Lesmo 2, so that's P12 for him. Quick reminder of the tires. Rijat and Guy Rapke, only the 2 drivers to be on different compound of tires. And there's a spinner from Gizmokus at the back. And this is the top 3 already running away. Guy Rapke holding them back. And there were so many people who were fighting for position into the first 2 turns. And there was a lock-up, a collision or whatsoever. Huh? This was, takes the lead in terms of fastest lap, and has all, as you can imagine, completed the first lap as the first guy. And there's now more scrambling going on. There's Guy Rapke braking in front of the Red Bull. Oh no, there has been a touch by Chaza. Touch from Chaza onto Guy Rapke, who's now losing out. He's down to P9, and that's not gonna help him. He needs to be inside of that group to stay with the group, actually. And there's Rijat swapping positions with Guy Rapke here because there was a dive and that didn't help him. Let's talk an overtaking opportunity. Top 2 have already stretched that lead because Guy Rapke hold them up, and there was so much going on there, all jostling for positions. As you can see, that Critic is already up into 6th place. How did he win? 11 positions on the opening 2 laps. How do you do that? Well, you're just a world championship, a leader, the current world champion. And Moksha is now Bosnian to his right hand side, and he has cleared the Alpine for now. He has moved into the lead of the race after the DRS has been activated at the end of a lap. Oh, there's more going wrong here for Red Bull, as now Fallison has dropped back to P12. And Andy has 1 position, and the time Critical has 1:11, and that's not gonna help. And him passing his rival in the Mercedes is gonna mean something. It's gonna be easy job here. And he was so good in the race last time in Monza in SSIL. He doesn't seem to have the same pace, confidence whatsoever. Maybe it's the car, I have no idea. Yeah, well, next up is already V-Cup's reserve pilot Katja, who is probably not enjoying this too much, as Pleasant Lake has already pulled into the gap of the top 2, as Kismikosu has decided to call it quits, and leaving the Ferraris once again being solely run by this guy who was just trying to make a pass for P4 already on lap 4. Man, if that would be a real life Grand Prix, that would be mental. As Moksha has been re-overtaken by Bosnian. Let's see if more moves are coming our way here. Slayer is battling Kovetska for P13. That is unfortunately not rewarded with some points. Who is the next fighting here? These 2 are still fighting. Critical and Katja into the other variante, the chicane here. And the top 3 are now trying to get away, maybe. A bit wide on the exit there. Rijat couldn't put in a good stint so far on the softs, as Jack has now passed John Meister, but Kritika has also overtaken Katja. A lot of slipstreaming going on here. I'm interested to see if anything in terms of the weather changes the strategies, because if it's cooler what it is at all in all scenarios here, despite it not being clear if it's a sunset or a sunrise for me right now, as Katja moves back into P4, this fighting is helping the top 3, because they are boosting themselves if they don't fight too much. Skovatska has re-overtaken the Kick Sauber for P13. As this area of cars also being led by John Meister, who just dropped out of Fellison's DRS. So yeah, these tires are currently facing cooler temperatures, so warm-up is probably less, but also tire wear could be less, so maybe this is suddenly a medium to soft, because the medium was a good race tire, and Gianpai retired on the track. This is very, very unsportsmanlike. Do not do that. No matter where you are in the race, never retire your car on track. I know the AI drives out for you onto the track as well, which still doesn't make any sense, and they still need to fix that, but they can't. And now Critic is on the back of Kacha to making himself gain another position. Is there a chance here for Moksha? No, there's not. Pleasant Snake has dropped out here, and now there's Critical as Rejud is overtaking Chaza. Still up with that advantage on the tires, and now there's a slight tap to the inside of the Alpine, meaning the side pod, but there's no damage, I assume. As Jack is dropping back to P12. He has had a shitty race so far. One down on the medium tire, but not faster than any of these guys apparently. No points for Williams, while his teammate is in second place. I repeat, second place. Right now, only... Yeah, well, Williams is benefiting massively right now because no other car has no two drivers in the points without a reserve. So you have to subtract Alpine and V Cup here, and Red Bull is only currently scoring 5 points with two drivers, so that's not great. And as I say that, there's a switch as Fellas now overtakes Rejud, but doesn't have the DRS now because he did it before the line. And there's Andy fighting his rival in Critical. The Sketcher has been overtaken by both of them. So it's two Romanians leading and Hungarian following the Norwegian, following the German, following the Bosnian. So that's the top 6 in reverse order for now. Let's see if there's a chance here for Chaza. Rid going against the Bosnian. Oh, there was a lot. Oh, and there was a 3-second time penalty. I don't think that is deserved here. There was a bit of squeezing going on from Chaza. And from what I've just seen on my screen, it wasn't the best. Pleasant Snake is dropping back massively, and he's one of the guys who's apparently underfueled. So I don't know what he's doing currently with how true his tires. Kacha. Oh! Critical! The Ferrari is off! Is there another technical issue on his side? Has his gear let him down again? Did the wheel disconnect once again? And he has to do all the work once again. As there's a spin from Supermax at the back. No issue here. Moksha still inside. And there's a pit stop for... What is going on here? Someone is into the pits. Or is not? There are 4 wide on the main straight! Oh my word! They've all overtaken Jack here. And now there's John Meister into 7th position in front of Guy Rapke and Kovetska, who have been battling for some laps now. And there's been a pit stop by Rejud, but it's not showing on the screen. I have deselected it, sorry. So that's the hard tire after 8 laps. That seems like the same distance as soft went on last Tuesday's race. And Guy Rapke goes off. There's Critical who's cutting the corner. He's not enjoying his ride right now. Oh my word. And there could be a totally different podium, a totally different winner. Even Pleasant Snake has been overtaken by Andy Andre. I don't know what's going on here with Snake. Maybe he's fuel saving already. But he has a car in front now that he can use. Oh, there's more action, there's more action. At this rate, I'm losing my voice, guaranteed. Let's see. Top 2. Can't believe Moksha's betting for another win. I hope I didn't jinx it. The Supermax out of the pit lane, and the German is leading the Italian Grand Prix. Williams is leading in Monza. And there's Katja, who is overtaking Fallison. And back there we have John. John is already ahead of this group. That's Jack Kovacs and Guy Repke. As well as Critical, and Slayer is also joining us right now. Oh, Jesus. Drivers hate this track because of turn 1 on lap 1. But as a commentator, if the competition is close enough with enough people, you cannot stop talking and maybe screaming at it. As Bosnian has re-overtaken Moksha. Interesting choice. Because 2 slipstreaming zones are coming up, including the main straight with the best passing opportunity. Now these 3 are going at it again. Jack is currently leading that group. Guy Repke thought about a dive, now has received a 3-second time penalty. Slayer also. Both of them cut at the corner. Guy Repke is already on 6 as well as Krankjork, but Rijat and Slayer have 3 to their name. And I'm interested to see what happens with pit stops soon. The only soft runner we had also pitted, so let's see if anyone fancies extending the medium. Especially inside the group. Yeah, let's not watch this, honestly. Jack is without DRS, now it's Guy Repke. There's Critical who's trying to squeeze in at the back. There's Kovacs as well as Slayer that turn in. Slight contact between the Williams. Now he's ghosting. For his sake, apparently, the game thinks. And Jack only really lost 1 position here, which is quite amazing. Speaking of lost positions, Critical still gained 7, and he's in P10. You know how bad the qualifying went there. 7th down Chaza, not a great race. He also pitted already, 2 laps before, ago. Guy Repke is going long. Oh my word. Oh my word, is there another opportunity here? 3 wide! Did he just overtake 2? Critical just overtook 2 into the Ascari chicane. Oh my word, the camera perspective didn't tell me anything there about how close they were. This is just honestly fucking great. Kovacs, Guy Repke going at again. Australian on the inside. Hungarian on the outside. Mediums against hards. Customer team against works team. And there's a fucking Sauber slipping by. Moving out of the slipstream. What about these 2? There was no DRS for Critical, but Jack locks up and has to do the Russell on the first turn. I hope there's still a 3-second time penalty, which I don't agree with. That was slow enough, and he gained no place. As you can see, he's behind now. I don't want this camera, please. And there's a Guy Repke dive to the inside there of Slayer. Can I please have the other cams here, please? Thank you. Top 2, still 4 seconds out. Andy. Oh! There was a switchback by Jack here onto Kovacs. And John Meister ran wide and received a 3-second time penalty. I'm interested to see what that front 2 are doing with their strategy, because they can be undercut by the guys behind even though there's a 4-second gap. That might be a bit wide from Critical, but let's see if there's any penalty coming up. What about these 2? He's saving. I don't know how much of you and anything. There's Feddersen into the pit lane, so I assume that's the default strategy onto the hard tire. We will look at that now. There's Slayer into the pit lane, and he was way too fast in. You could see that from a mile back there. Locking up, throwing a good result away here. Even if he could serve that under safety car, that still might come out. He's losing extra 10 seconds. So Feddersen, first of the front runners to really pit. Both of the Saubers are currently in, so they're blocking each other. Okay, let's look at the top. Maybe there's a chance. Yeah, there's a chance. I'm just leaving these tires open to see when people pit and what they pit onto. Check in front of GR1. Just gonna... There's a 10-second time penalty for Bosnian into the pit lane! Oh no! Oh no, Bosnian, why did you do that? And Pleasant Snake is now fighting for the lead against Andy Andre. Critical, yeah. So Moksha, Jack, as well as Bosnia into the pit lane. So both of the Williams drivers. But that might be a slower stop here. And that didn't help if you wanted to try undercut them. There's a yellow flag. For Supermax and for... Who's that? Richard. Has been a mistake into the first turn. So who's gonna blink first here? So in terms of the front two, Moksha is now currently leading and winning. And out of this group there, Jack and Slayer pitted before Kovetska and Critical. As you can see now that Pleasant Snake has been under attack from Andy Andre, and pit position might be crucial here now. And Andy is diving into the pit lane. And the teammate, reserve teammate of Pleasant Snake is as well. John Meister's already 10 seconds behind him. Very wide there near the outside. Stays out. Maybe he's doing something different today. Kovatska into the pit lane. There's also Critica into the pit lane. Let's see if that works out. Yeah. And a wet to dry race. Dry to wet to dry race. Snake stayed out too long as well. If you're behind, just... It's always better to have the undercut. Let's see. So, Jack is definitely in front here. Let me show you this, plus the gap. So Jack jumped both Kovatska and Critical, but Slayer did not. And Shaza overtook them, but he was not in their fight so far. Might be a switch here. Bosnian is on the cusp of overtaking the McLaren. He's obviously under pressure to pull out a 10-second gap now. And he has been in front of Moksha for 2 laps now. No, for 1 lap now. And the Kacha, what happened there? Kacha with a penalty, Fellison with a penalty, that's big. You don't have a penalty. And there's a safety car, you're in jackpot time now. There's a pit stop from Guy Rapke now, who's pitting onto the mediums as Bosnia now sets the first lap of the race. Look how far back Moksha is. So with no pressure, maybe Bosnian can pull it off. So yeah, let's stick to the interval and put down the tires here. Yeah, that's a free... There must have been a mistake by Moksha, no? 3.4 seconds. Fellison in front of Andy Andre. That's a good pit stop then, because he was nowhere near them. Yeah, undercutted by 2 laps. Dude, how... I'm sometimes putting notes down, but how am I supposed to do notes? Like, everything is happening all at once. As Bosnia now goes for the lead of the race. See what Andy is doing here with Fellison and Pleasant Snake. And Rejet is behind Pleasant Snake. Another 3-second time penalty for GR1. Sean Meister Rio. He's still out. He's going for the medium soft. He's going for the medium soft. Let's see if he regrets it. Pleasant Snake now being re-overtaken. The Rejet. Critica is now put in the fast lap of the session. Ah, he's over a pit stop behind. He's over a pit stop behind. That might be points. Another 3 seconds for John Meister, who just completely locked up and went over the chicane. And I don't think these tires look any good. Because look how much sliding there's going on. Turning and braking is horrid. So he has to bit now. I think he's losing too much time anyway. Not a good strategy choice. Will be out by Jack around there, who just has passed Shaza with a front wing damage front wing. Moksha has now has lost both of his end plates, so that's at least good. The car feels a bit more predictable to drive if you have lost both end plates. I'm not even joking. What? You're gonna be kidding me. John went all this way to put on the hards? What is this strategy? Let's go to this group. Maybe this group. And now there was Slayer who lost his car. Don't know if that has been due to the contact with John Meister. Moksha is currently half the distance outside what Bosnian needs to be in front of, as there's a time penalty for Kovacs car, who's currently also benefiting on some penalties. Feddersen is still driving this train. Let me check on penalties here. 3 for all of these who are behind him. And still follow him like a mummy with her ducks behind her. It was the other way around, like baby ducks following in a mummy. So that's an early end to the race for Chaza. Doesn't bother to change the wing, as also Slayer has retired in the pit lane. As we go back to what is a thrilling battle for P3. That was Chaza, Slayer, DNF. Yeah, so double DNF for Aston Martin is gonna hurt their chances now finally in, or totally, let's say, in the Constructors World Championship, and one team is scoring strong. Yeah, Bosnian is still extending, so Moksha needs to be aware not throwing it too much into the corners. As Andy now tries to overtake Phillison on the outside. No tire add or disadvantage. I don't know what happened to Moksha about this gap here. As Kovacs has overtaken GR1 for the final points paying position. Question is, will he keep it? Yes, sir, he will for now. There's another moment into Ascari. Fellison on the outside. Andy to the inside. And there's Richard as well as Pleasant Snake following them. Oh, please don't make it 4 wide here. 3 wide is barely even possible. The track is very narrow here. And he leads him into Parabolica. But there's a slight tap by the Alpine. And then almost collected by this car. The Alpine was Pleasant Snake. Now Fellison is without the DRS. So he is a sitting duck. There are more people moving outside the slipstreams here. There's a late braking maneuver from Fellison. And now Richard is trying to go around the outside of Andy Andre. Have you seen this? Andy tried to stick the braking to batter Fellison into the first turn, but then was outdone by the Bosnian and the Alpine in front of him. As Pleasant Snake was almost struck by a surprise launch there. Probably didn't see that happening himself. Moksha is behind. Moksha is safe from behind, but his gap is currently increasing very fast. And I see why. Maybe I have a chat to him in private. There's a whole bunch of different cars now. Kacha has caught up to the Snake and he is not gonna like this. You know why? Because this guy has a penalty and only scores for him and not for the team. So that's an extra car he needs to overtake. Pleasant will probably stay ahead. There's Andy Andre with a very interesting braking maneuver there. Went to the middle of the road there at the last moment. Wouldn't say moving and braking, but looked a bit dodgy here. Maybe he'd outbrake himself. Because John Meister has been overtaken by Guy Rapke. I have no idea what the strategy is, honestly. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Honestly, truly terrible. And this has been another lonely race here. He needs to find 2.4 seconds to be inside that margin of Kacha's penalty. So yeah, 4-way fight till the end. And Moksha is on the verge of losing the win despite the race leader having a 3-second time penalty. 10-second time penalty. His name is John Meister, gets another one. This time a 3-second one. I need to drink something because my voice is so gone so soon probably. So now Richard goes to third. But that is obviously meaningless, because as you can see there's no time penalty. And now Kacha blocks Pleasant Snake. And they lost the DRS. Oh, he's gonna be furious. I know this guy so much. Not by heart. Jesus Christ. We just started to know each other. And now there's a reserve driver who's blocking him on the exit of turn 2, and now they have to hope that these 3 cars in front are fighting so much that they're within the second in no time, as well as re-overtakes Richard for third. Obviously these fights at the back of this group would help them to extend over the 3-second time penalties they have, but not gonna happen. Obviously Kacha has the advantage now that he is once again in the slipstream in the DRS window. But Pleasant Snake has to make all of this up on his own. There's another corner cutting penalty for John Meister. Richard against Fellison. Next one. Oh, and Richard goes to the gravel and almost spins it. And there's been a spin. There's a spin by Katja, who's now demoted to 7th place. Maybe there was contact with Pleasant, I have no idea. Let's see tires. Reader is on 80, on almost 8 lap old harder tires compared to the rest here in this group. I wanted to check what the ERS levels are here. Look good. And he's on the verge to be on the podium anyway because of penalties. Is he fighting this? Currently not. 90% ERS charge. Doesn't suggest that. Reader is close here. Not enough charge, I'd say. Person also. As Andy Andre goes and stays inside that slipstream, fighting the race for turn 1 when Pleasant Snake is now, screwed. He's currently benefiting from Rejud's penalties. Oh, penalty, but not from Fellison because, turns out that couple of tens in front there make the difference. That's 2.6. Yeah, exactly 3 seconds right now to Fellison. Let's check. And Guy Rabka battling it out still for P. Number 8. Let's see penalties. Just gonna leave this here. Yeah. Jack has the least out of these. Oh, and John Meister hit the back of Kovetska and now moved past Jack. Not very gentlemanlike behavior, as Andy Andre is now also officially into P3. As Pleasant Snake is dropping back more and more, you can't outrace the top speed they have on the straights with the DRS. And Critic is also coming into play now with 2 laps to go. Oh. Pleasant was almost certain to be 4th, but his teammate ruined it. And Bosnian has extended the gap to 7.3, so you can see how much of a pain in the ass all of this slipstreaming and DRS is. Don't see shit. Kovacs, John Meister another 3-second time penalty. In front of Kovatska there, 15 seconds. Jesus Christ. And they've even closed in on Moksha, you can see that. And currently Andy is, he is outside. After 10 seconds. So all of that battling is also not helping them. Pleasant, if there was less battling, Pleasant could have also been on the podium there. Oh, there's an 8-second gap now. It's just 10.5 seconds. Oh wait, it's technically 11 for Andy Andre, which is not enough to jump to 2nd, but as I said before, he's still third. As there's John Meister and Kovatska going at it. Sorry for the break there. Didn't see it was coming up. Moksha, don't lose your nerves now. And this one is done for this lap. Should have snoozed it by default there. Anyway. Oh my god. I wish I could be in the ears of Moksha right now, telling him that you're doing something a bit wrong. Not by much. Something. The final lap of this race has opened up, and as you can see, multiple people are still without a penalty. One of them we are watching right now as Andy goes deep into turn number 1. But he will profit from Fellerson's time penalty. Will move into third position. Will gain on Critic. And Critic is right up the ass of this. Of Pleasant Snake. Oh, he's not gonna like this. 10 seconds here for Guy Repke. As Jack as well as Kovaska are battling this out on the last lap here as well. There has been some really scruffy scraps going on here. See if there's a move here now. Would like to come. 3 seconds for John Meister, who does not care anymore. Braking 4 turns. And Critica has overtaken Pleasant on the last lap. Unless there's something in that V-car. Bosnian crosses the line to win. But obviously, as you can see, he has not served a 10-second time penalty. Jesus Christ, always these 3 seconds. So Moksha wins in Monza. And Fellison is demoted to 4th because of penalties. And there's Richard battling it out. 2 tenths. Pleasant Snake and Critical that was. Now Kutcher's over the line. John Meister, Jack and Kovacs are still going at it. Because they're equal on time penalties. Let's see who can cross the line first. Kovacs has a good showing here. And he does it! But both of them get points. 24 thousandths of a second over the line. John Meister, horrible showing. Not only in the strategy but also in the driving. Only time penalties for cutting corners today. Awful result here. Also already quit the session here. There's no Sibo had a fucking dull race. I don't know if he had any damage or what happened. P13. Really far away from everything else. And Krankjorg is 14th. What a race. I cannot believe it. And Moksha has finally taken a debut win after it wasn't meant to be. Critical. Help by his equipment for that driver today. Snake and Critical were racing on the exit of the final corner. There's another new winner in this league. And it's Moksha, who takes victory on Italian Soul in the front of Bosnian Hammett, who drove his art out, only missed out on the win by a second. And they are promoted to 3rd after Fellison in 4th. Then it's Rijat in front of Pleasant Snake, who actually got Critical in the end there. So that's a good shout. Still gonna give this. Kutcher is 8th after that very questionable last part of the stint. Kovatska and Jack battled it out. 24,000 of a second over the line. Guy Rapke, John Meister, No Sibo and Krankjorg, and then the non-finishers were Slayer, Charles, Supermax, Gian Pai, and Kismikus. So back-to-back non-finishers of a home race. Grand Prix driver here, and Jesus Christ, what was that fully action-packed? So let's get some opinions of drivers here. Copy link. Moksha, Bosnian. That's Andy. That's Critical. What else can we go for? Fellison. Let's go. Okay, quick break and then we're back for some interviews. Yeah, well, the drivers are as fast as they were out on track today, so we're just starting with the interviews off. And for the first time in this league, it's Moksha who takes the win. Congratulations! You have finally clinched it after that awful Hungarian Grand Prix earlier in the season. Now you have done it. How do you feel, my friend?
It's awesome. It's really great. I mean, after Hungary, I didn't thought I can win again, and yeah, I mean, Bosnian had a hell of a pace, and yeah, I'm happy as fuck to. Sorry for that, but I'm still exhausted. I'm still happy. Yeah, it was hell of a race. I saw it was. I saw the guys behind me was hunting me, and I tried to get the gap to Bosnian, not too far, to stay in the 10 seconds. But yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, I can imagine that was maybe a bit worrisome because somehow you have to tell me how this happened because you both went in at the same time and he still somehow in just a couple of laps puts 3 or 4 seconds onto you. Did you have a mistake? Because there was so much action, I could not have seen that before. So, yeah, did you just struggle in general on the hards, as you said, or was there a major mistake in there, or was he just faster at that stage?
No, I didn't make any mistake there. I think I needed a lap or two to get the hearts in the right window. And Bosnian was right on it. He was on the hearts, and it looked like he was on the softs. He was so fast, unimaginable. I only saw him for half a lap, and then he was gone. Got the DRS of the other drivers, and yeah, from there on, I had a kind of a lonely race, but it was still fighting because I saw Fellison and the guys behind him was catching up, and yeah, Bosman was driving away, and I tried to stay somewhere in between to get the result.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen that there because after that DRS window went away from you, and obviously you still had some people to pass and make sure you got ahead of at the pit stop phases. That there was probably some pressure on you there to stay within and make no mistake, or at least not the same mistake once again. Just we seen in Hungary. Big result for you personally, but honestly, if you look at the bigger picture, it's the Constructors World Championship that is crucial at this stage. We are now starting off the final third of the season, and you've just done Williams a massive favor, not only outscoring Racing Bulls and Ferrari, who are the only two teams in front of you, but generally speaking, putting in some good work because some people were only racing with one driver today, and you outscored him massively with that win because that's the biggest gap you can have on anyone. So, how do you feel going into the next race? We're heading to Vegas, another high speed track. Not identically the same. There's some tricky bits in there, but how do you feel going into this track? Do you think there's something possible there? Nothing seems to be impossible in this league, to say the least. But certainly track wise, some people are struggling more than others. So do you just prefer high speed tracks to be, yeah, maybe the remainder of the season because we still have Baku coming up and stuff. So what do you think of Vegas?
I mean, I really would like to race them, but this was my last race of the season.
Oh,
I'm on vacation the whole September, and I'm only return after the last race. So yeah, unfortunately, my last race. But I think therefore I had a good result today, and hope I helped Jack good for the constructors championship. Yeah, kind of sad that I can't participate, but I think Jack got it, and he got hell of a pace too. So he will get some points for us, and I have hope in him.
that's very sad to hear, but it's certainly one big of a result to bow out now. And yeah, I hope to see you coming back in next season for some hopefully more banger races. Because you have been putting in the work to get up there. You were always saying like how the big guys, if they fuck it up, you are just there to collect the points. You were not sure how the pace was most of the times. You just yeah were in the run for the best of the rest, and now you have shown up and Hungary as well as today, one of your biggest strong points of the season. So very happy for you to get that win and wishing you the best for the early start to the off season. So hopefully joining us for season 6. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you too.
Okay, obviously I need to skip the question about the next track, so I'm just gonna go on with second place if that's fine with you.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, let's head to again a second place for Bosnian Helmet. Man, you have such bad luck sometimes. Obviously, 2 kilometers faster into the pit lane has something to do with you, but still, how much of a good result do you still think that is? Obviously, have missed some races, and every time you've been there 4 times in a row now, that's a second place for you. So, what does this result mean to you, and especially the strong showing of your pace because you almost did it? There was like only a second left. Over such a long distance after your pit stop. So, what is your current feeling look like?
Hello, hi Herman.
Hello.
So, how first may I ask you how was your the race from your perspective? So,
Exhausting. There was so much going on. I hope you enjoyed watching it back because there were so many people, 4 people fighting for positions on the straights sometimes. So that's gonna be one of the biggest races I assume for this league because so many people just raced so great today, and it was a joy to watch. But also, my voice is gonna hate me tomorrow. So
tell me about it. Same here. So, okay, I will watch it tomorrow. So, you upload it on YouTube or Twitch. I don't know. I will find it. So, the race was great. So, as I said early last time and the time before, I just enjoying driving in this.
oh, you're gone. I can't hear you anymore. Oh, what happened now? Ah, now there's some noises coming from you. Can you hear us? Or me? Might be a technical difficulty here. Okay. Don't seem to be on my end. Let's see if he comes back. So I was just wait for him to let me know if there's anything not working for him. Let's move on to third place, which is Andy Andre. Congratulations again on a podium here, and obviously there was a lot going on in this race. You were benefiting from these penalties around you, but you had a strong showing overall. Still, there was great pace to be running for the top spots. Obviously, early fights always don't help. Guy Repke, who started in front of you on the hards, pulled a gap out to the other guys early on, and then there was just a bit of a setback. How do you think the race went from your perspective? Qualifying, you started in P6, finished on the podium. Is that something you are happy with tonight?
Well, considering I started P6, I think I'm happy with the result. I think qualifying reflects my performance on this track. So to be able to get a few places up, I'm happy with it. I tried to use a bit of a let's call it team play, even though it wasn't with my teammate to use the DRS and the toe on the straights to try to close to Moksha at the second stage of the race, but yeah, I was getting close at some point, but in the end, I didn't manage it. And it was kind of the same thing with Bosnian when he got the penalty. I hoped I could keep it within the 10-second window. Hopefully, Felson or Riyad would get in front, and we could swap DRS for a few laps and get me within that 10-second window. But didn't manage that also, so I'll have to settle for P3, which is fine considering my performance. So I'm happy with it.
Okay, so did you think there was one specific area you were lacking the pace in? Because last time we raced in Monza and there was a huge fight at the end there, I felt like I was lacking a bit of top speed. Sometimes that is easier said than done to compromise, especially with that interesting second sector. So did you just feel like you were not on the top of your game today, or was there something wrong maybe with how you set up the car?
Uh, I think the car was fine, man. I didn't have a huge issue with it. On the straights, it was okay. I could keep up through the fast corners. There wasn't anyone who was getting away very obviously. It's just the general pace throughout the lap. I think it was a few tenths behind some other people, and yeah, that's all I could manage today.
Yeah, something that is obviously worth focusing on is still, since you're still mathematically in it, the championship. But honestly, I just want to pick your thoughts on what is currently your most focus on. Is it the team championship? Is it the drivers' championship, or is just going race by race? Because it's close. It's very close. Anyone still can win it. If someone like Aston Martin, for example, they have now 2 races in a row where they didn't show up, 0 points. They've been going strong for 4 races in a row, and suddenly you are just ahead of them by just being there, putting out consistent performances. You've been winning last time out in Zandvoort. Now you're on the podium back again. So where's your focus right now for the third, final third for this season?
Well, sure. A better position in the constructors would be something to aim for, but honestly, I've just focused more on a personal note. I know I won't be catching critical anytime soon, but I was hoping maybe I could slide the 1 or 2 race wins in there to keep a bit of a happy memory. And yeah, some tough tracks coming up. I don't know if I'll get another one this season. Maybe in Brazil if I have the time to give it a bit of practice. But yeah, that will be my main focus to bang another win if possible.
And maybe currently your strongest uh, helper is the technical issues of Criticus. So yeah, as long as they are there, try to make the best of it, I'd say. And yeah, one quick thing on the next track as well. What do you think of Vegas? And do you can go back there to winning race already, or is it one of the harder tracks for you on this side of the calendar here?
No, it's definitely one of my worst tracks. I've only done a race there once, and I think it was on the previous year's game, if I'm not mistaken. So for sure, it's gonna be tough, but yeah, it's the same for everyone. So I'm sure it's not fresh in everyone's memory. So we'll have to see.
Okay, then we will see what happens in 7 days' time in Vegas. And yeah, thank you very much for your insights again. And then we will move back to Bosnian, who apparently has fixed his connection, his problems. Bosnian, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Thanks.
Okay, I'm here too, so
Okay.
problems, but I hope it's okay now.
Yeah, okay, let's see. So I wanted to ask you about how you felt about the overall pace of your weekend, despite just losing out by a second over Mokshay, because your pace was so strong after you cleared that gap while pitting both cars on the same time here. While he was right behind you, just pushed where you had strong pace all over the last stint for roughly 15 laps. So, how do you feel about your performance, or just downbeat that you just couldn't get that win today?
Yeah, well, a little bit disappointed, but overall, I'm really happy with the result and the pace and the general racing in this league. As I said to you last time, I'm just enjoying and some kind of preparing for the real season. As you know, I missed 3 or 4 occasions, so it's enjoyable. Got a bit unlucky with that 10 seconds penalty. It just took Kaimha over, but hey, it is what it is. I had great pace, really. I had 2 warnings almost the whole race, so it was at the knife edge every lap. Maybe I had something in my pocket. Maybe I could have pushed more if I had just 1 or 2 warning, but as I saw, the guys behind Moksha were closing in, so if I get another penalty, so it would be 3rd or even 4th place. So I decided to play it safely and missed in just 1 or 2 laps. I think I could have got it. So it's okay. Congrats to Moksha. And who was in 3rd place?
Andy.
It was Andy. Andy as always. So the only one I'm missing is critical this time. So that is.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, looking ahead, obviously next race is going to be in Vegas. Also, your thoughts on the track? Do you like it? Do you hate it? What do you think is possible there?
I don't know. I don't know for this year game. The last year it was like zero grip in Vegas, so I drove like 0 laps this year. So we will see. Maybe in Friday or Saturday I will try a couple of laps, find a decent setup, and uh, just have fun again. So I hope we will get another good race. So good and clean race. That's the most important thing. So we will see.
Okay, looking forward to that as well, and wishing you the best of luck in Vegas.
Thank you.
And now we move to 4th placed Red Bull driver Fellison. Good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, so Fellison, straight to the point. Are you happy or are you not happy that you missed out on the podium?
I don't think I missed out on the podium because I think I've been pushed off twice in turn 1 and I got 2 warnings when I was just pushed across the corner. So that might be removed. I'm not sure about that, but yeah,
Okay.
even if it isn't, it was a really good race. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed keeping Andy behind me.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah, obviously there was you were leading this kind of train for some laps there. As the second and last stint started, there were obviously four cars fighting with you. Do you see anything other in terms of like how the overall battles were fighting? Because sometimes they were 4 wide, even on the smallest part of the track. So many moves and yeah, just people trying to outbreak you into turn 1. So how do you feel was the overall fairness in these battles you've witnessed today?
I think in the end it was all right. Sometimes like little touches happen, but as long as nobody spins around or loses too many positions, then I don't think it should be a big problem because it's racing. It's Monza. It's Monza turn 1. There is always going to be a slight touch, I think. But yeah, in overall, I think it was fair.
I wanted
I
to
like that.
throw it back to where it all started in qualifying. You only started in 10th. There was almost 9/10 gap to the pole position time today. It seemed like you didn't complete the final run there. What was the car not to your liking in qualifying, and you just enjoyed it more in the race, or do you think there was just a mistake that cost you a better starting position here today?
I don't think my qualifying pace is really good. I think my race pace is much better. So I always try to set my car up for the race, which seems to be working. Because I normally do better. But I just don't think I had a good lap all through the first qualifying, because something always happens. Sometimes it was my fault, sometimes it was someone else. Just like, yeah, it's really difficult because most of the track is full throttle. So if you make a tiny little mistake in the beginning of the straight, then you're gonna lose out a lot. But I'm happy with the final position that I managed to finish in.
You have not scored double-digit points since Belgium. That was 5 races
Thank
ago.
you.
How do you how is your focus currently? Because obviously there are some people in front of you that you still can easily overtake up into even P3. But the Constructors World Championship is still looking juicy. How much do you think you can put in to your next performances to make sure that you maybe climb up the order? Because to be honest, John Meister is not pulling his weight at the moment. What do you think is possible for your team at the end of the season?
Yeah, so I think the last couple of races I've actually practiced, and I try to get ready for it so I can do better. I don't really think about it. I just take it race by race. I don't have the best of luck lately, so if I manage to score any points, I'm just going to be happy about it, because it could be worse.
That is true.
I try my best. I will try my best to score as much points as I can, but I'm not sure if John is gonna participate in all the races.
Yeah,
So I might have to do it on my own. As you can see, you can win a championship on your own. Critical has done it before.
that's true.
But that's Critical. I am
Yeah.
not him.
It seems to
Sadly.
be that he is him. Okay, let's have a quick look forward to next week. That's going to be 9th of September in Vegas. What do you think about this track? What is possible? And what do you want to achieve there?
I think Vegas is going to be a bit. It's going to be 50-50, because I think there is going to be quite a few incidents. I don't think we have raced there before at all. So I'm looking forward to see all the strategies and how people set up their car. Are they going to go more for the middle sector and try to pull a gap there so they can get out of the DRS, or they just go all out straight line speed? It's not a track that I have raced a lot, but I will definitely make up for it during the week.
From personal experience, I can tell you there's a lot more grip than last year, so that might be something to look forward to.
Nice. And I know that they put in a braking board for the left-hander.
Yes, they did.
There wasn't one last year, so you had to look at the TV screens up on the right.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, wishing you the best of luck for Vegas
Thank
next
you.
time, and thank you very much for the insights here.
And thank you for the stream, man.
No worries. Jesus Christ. Give me a second here. Okay, sorry about that. Next up, last but not least, it's Critical. Taking home that drive of the day in P7 after being beaten by Pleasant Snake to the line there. Obviously, your current and latest enemy is your internet as well as your technique. So, yeah, what happened there after on lap 4? Because suddenly you were dropping down places and were sideways or into the gravel trap in Ascari. Let me guess, another wheel not connecting, or what was the issue this time?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I cannot deal with this anymore because it's killing me. It's basically wasting time. But yeah, indeed, I had an absolutely amazing start. I got to P4 in I think lap 3 or lap 4. I can't remember. I was chasing down the guys in front, quite confident about catching them, and then yeah, just I think it was Snake in front of me. A cloud of smoke appeared in Ascari. I couldn't see where I was going. Then I think I managed to take the turn, but then again, just like in qualifying, the wheel snapped. It just froze. I couldn't do anything. I was turning left and nothing was happening on my screen. So I'm not sure what is going on. And I hit the wall. I thought that I was out, but then I just saw that my wheels were still on the car, but I had no rear wing, red rear wing, and I never raced without a rear wing ever in any F1 game. I just thought that it's an automatic DNF, but then the engineer said that it's a slight impact on the performance. I got to Parabolica and I almost spun again because I just realized that without the rear wing you have absolutely no control under braking or in traction. So it was a crazy race.
I can't believe you just told me that you did 23 laps with a red rear wing on this game. Jesus Christ. And you also had the AI, basically the AI set to easy. Like, you did fucking 11 or 12 places in 2 laps. So I hope you have some sort of recording of this, because I want to see that. Truly amazing and epic there from you, but obviously the result is gonna hurt you a bit. Your championship doesn't seem to be at risk, obviously, but honestly, all eyes, especially for me, looking at all of these different teams and different driver lineups, is on the Constructors World Championship. Do you think more technical issues are coming up your way? And if so, are they gonna prevent you from winning that Constructors World Championship on your own? Because, to be honest, there has no point scoring from Gizmocus being so far. So yeah, that's all on your own. So how are your chances? What do you think?
I have no idea, man. First of all, I would like to question, to ask you, how was my connection? If you were able to see, I'm curious if I was jumping around on the track again on your side or not.
I've watched you for a lot of laps on this track, and I've seen zero issues. So thumbs up.
Okay, yeah, I'm asking because basically I did nothing. So I continued streaming.
That's good.
My internet is the same, so I don't know what's going on. But if the internet is fine, seems like my wheel is not responding in the middle of the chicane. So yeah, I'm not sure. If my setup is working fine, I think the pace genuinely, even if the results don't show it. Today, also in Zandvoort, but today was, I think I did the fastest lap by 3/10 or 2/10 randomly in the race without a rear wing. So the pace is there, but I cannot show it. It's nothing I can do.
True. You have the fastest level without no rear wing. Jesus Christ.
So yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm just driving up. Yeah, it was a fun race from my side. So after all, I'm happy. But come on, it's I don't know what to say anymore. I did a test race with the guys during the week. Everything was fine. Then got to the lobby before qualifying. I was looking like I have no internet. Then I couldn't connect. Then I needed like 3 invites. Then when I joined, my wheel was not responding. So it is what it is. But let's see how it's going to be in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's obviously gonna hurt a bit in terms of what maybe the in-game AI spectators were hoping for you, because you have won some races, but apparently the home one for Ferrari you could not win. And that was awfully painful for them to watch, probably. But there might be hope for them in Vegas. And what do you think of this track? Have you raced it so far in this game? Do you think, zero rearing is going to be the play again?
I'm not sure. I didn't do any laps on Las Vegas this game, but last season in F1 23, I had an amazing battle with Ninja and Andy for the first part of the race. Then I think, if I remember correctly, Andy did a mistake and lost a few seconds. But and also Ninja the same. And then we had the safety car like 2 laps before the end, and it was a sprint shootout on the softs, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. But I remember that it was indeed no grip on the track, but that made it quite challenging and fun in a weird sort of way. So I'm not sure if it's the same this game, but let's see.
Okay, we'll look forward to hopefully another good battle, because despite that finish at the end and result, you still were in good fights that were fun to watch. So I hope everything tech-wise goes fine, even though that might result in you winning by 40 seconds or something. Wishing you the best of luck still for next time in Vegas, and hoping we have another epic battle there with you and some other opponents. Thank you very much for that interview, and
Thanks. Bye.
bye. And we're closing it off now. If you enjoyed this, make sure to leave my channel follow to tune in for next time for the 12 of 15 races of this season at the 9th of September. Easy to remember. And obviously we have Baku as well as Singapore and Brazil left in the season. As you can see, the season concludes with the end of September. And if you want to see all of the other races we've covered, including that very mental race we had in Miami, as well as last time in Zandvoort as well, pretty fun to watch if you ask me. Go and check out NSA on YouTube. That is in long, no stabilizers allowed. So make sure you give that a follow and check them races out as well. My name has been Hermann the German. As always, thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you in 7 days' time for our Vegas Grand Prix race number 12. Have a good one. See you. Ta-da.